Oh, yeah. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Does you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
No. Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person to play?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this. Nobody. He was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
So I just got to do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how this gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties. And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, but like the striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's going to just push great competition. And when the game comes, it's going to be easy.
That's what's
Because
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? I'm D. About to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. Had a little technical difficulty right there, man. But guess what? I'm on time tonight. Sort of on time tonight. 786-405-9499. 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, that thing on sale for $12. I'm going to pin it in the top of the comment section. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, it's on sale for the 12. You got to put the investor die 12. I think it's like 20 more people left can get in. Investor die 12. Right there where you put your credit card in at the bottom, it says coupon or something like that. About to jump in here, man. I got KB, Medi in the background. KB in the background. Bring them boys in here in a second. What's going on, man? What's good? Medi, what's going on, bro?
Yo.
What's good?
I'm in this thing, man. Let's get it.
Chilling. So the search is finally over, bro. I jumped on I jumped on early this morning and talked to the villains just to tell them how information gets disseminated throughout Miami now, and how that, hey, listen, bro, like there's people in the building don't know what's going on. The way information is the way Mario is putting out information, and you see a name comes up that nobody thought of. Shannon Dawson out of Houston, been coached for a while, coached the boy Geno Smith. You see what Geno Smith came out and had to say. I knew KB would be in here because we talking offense tonight. I knew many will be in here because the search is over. How y'all feel about it, man? How y'all feel about the hire, bro?
For me, honestly, I don't grade any of these hires. I can't, because I think everything that's going on at UM has to fall into place. So to me, the schematics are not as important if we were in a more stable condition. So I got to see how everything plays out. Like, we got to know how much, we don't know. We got to see how much freedom this guy's going to have, how much time he's going to have, or how much time he needs. There's going to be a lot going into this more than just what kind of scheme he's bringing over. So I really just can't give it a grade.
For me, I think one of the most telling things I've seen. Oh, go ahead.
No, you good. Run it.
For me, one of the most telling things I saw was last year, he had a South Florida kid in this offense as a receiver. Had over 1,300 yards receiving, like 17 to 19 touchdowns. I think that speaks volumes, especially to any receivers. That he's going to pass the ball, obviously, but and what I've heard and kind of looking around doing some digging, apparently he's of all the people who are in the quote unquote air raid coaching tree or coaching realm, he's one of the ones that's the most flexible. He truly does believe in balance. So it's not just Tyler Van Dyke passing for 4,000 yards, 5,000 yards, and we don't have any running game established whatsoever. I don't think that's the case. So I'm cautiously optimistic because I think that there's an opportunity here for him to be successful. He's not a big name. But honestly, I don't want to see a bunch of fans complaining after year one if they don't get what they want. If the offense is somewhat productive, let the man cook. Because this consistently switching coordinators thing is not going to work, man. It really isn't. And it's something we've gotten really accustomed to over the last couple of years, and I'm just sick of it, quite frankly. So let him cook. I don't see him becoming a hot name and getting hired like immediately. I think he's gonna have to take some time. So let him cook, let him do his thing, man, and let's see how it goes.
I mean, he has some experience, man. Former OC at West Virginia, Kentucky, Southern Miss, was tight end coach at Houston 2019. And we all know what Geno came out and said about him. He actually put his hands on some elite quarterbacks. I'm gonna bring Rich in here, man. See what Rich had to say. Rich.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
There it is. Me and Rich, we speak cock-a-doodle. How you feel about the new hire, man? Everybody been waiting. The wait is over. I said from the beginning that I heard it. My intuition that everybody standing next to Mario is going to be a up and coming, a smaller name. I was told from the beginning it was a name because the person who told me was like, hey, listen, he wouldn't tell me the name, but he was like, hey, ain't somebody I ever thought about. He said that 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about him. Ain't somebody I thought about. I'm not sure, Mario. We call out these names, Applewhite. Well, Applewhite is not a user name, but the Toledo coach, and I'm not sure if those guys come and stand next to our Mario quite net testosterone fired up guy we got down there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if those guys are coming to work those hours and take that harsh
That's what
that harsh backlash that comes. So we see the guys we're getting, and listen, KB, you said it. There's some good coaches out there, bro. They ain't gotta have a name.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have talent and be willing to do the job. That's it.
Yep.
Talk to me, Rich.
Shannon Dawson, I think, is a great hire, and here's why I think he's a great hire. I think he's a great hire because two things. Number one, Mario's all about recruiting, and when you look at the skill set that we have down in South Florida, we got a lot of skill position guys who could run with the football after the catch, who could stretch the field vertically, at all type of skill positions, whether it be wide receiver, running back, it doesn't matter, tight end. So I think having a guy who understands how to utilize those type of weapons effectively is really important. Of course, Gino, he put the stamp of approval on it because of what they were doing over at West Virginia. I mean, God, Tavon Austin, Gino, you name it. I think we could do if he could do that at West Virginia. I think he's going to do wonders out of Miami with guys like that who are here year over year, who we have in our backyard all the time. So I think it was a slam dunk hire. And what it also says to those kids who did go elsewhere because they didn't know what Miami's offense was going to look like is it says that we are going away from the Big Ten style, Josh Gaddis, Michigan, Wisconsin, type of offense where you might have one tight end that shines and one receiver and then a quarterback who throws for 2,000 yards. We're not doing that. So we're actually going to utilize all of our weapons on offense, and we're coming out there to score 36 to 46 points a game. So I think it was a slam dunk hire from that perspective. It might have taken too long. I gotta say, I mean, it took a while, but I think that if this is the end result, I'm all for it.
You good with it?
I'm good with it.
How do we know he's coming here to run the air raid?
We don't.
He is.
We don't know.
Huh?
Right.
We don't know. We're just making an assumption. I heard people
what
like Gabby say that. The fact that he has been so pro air raid his entire career, basically. He learned from one of the OGs of the air raid. They think that it's Mario finally, probably bending to pick an offense that's going to better suit his quarterback.
Right.
I'm not looking at Tyler Van Dyke though. That's this year. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about in the future. And like I said, when the hire got made, if he looked like the guy that's over Dawson's left shoulder, let's ride. Period.
What you mean? Explain what you mean by that.
So for those who weren't paying attention, Dawson was with Dana Holgerson at West Virginia when Geno Smith was there. Tavon Austin, that highly prolific West Virginia offense. So he has a large part of Geno's development and Geno going on to the league. I mean, his career didn't shake out the way it was supposed to when he initially got to the NFL. That could be due to a myriad of things, include coaching. But yeah, Geno Smith is one of them guys who we also obviously just saw one NFL comeback player of the year. Notoriously said, everybody counted me out. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So if that guy's vouching for him and can have the season like he did and pretty much was almost able to make a pretty deep run in the playoffs for Seattle as a first-time starter and replacing a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Russell Wilson. I'm taking his word for it. So, for those who in the group me, you probably saw it. For those who not, you know what I'm saying, hit the like button. But it's on record. There was an article in there from The Athletic that stated, you know, Dawson was the first guy who laid eyes on Mac Jones and and Stetson Bennett. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the first ones that got their tape. He understands how the nuances and the intricacies of coaching the quarterback position, which is something that obviously we wanted to be left a lot to be desired last season, despite all the politics and underground, you know, nonsense that came with that. So I'm once again, we all wanted to splashy, right? Mario comes out, makes all these splashy hires. Don't none of that shit work. It is what it is. Now it's time to let them cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the lesser named guys, give them time to develop. They're not going to be high on anybody's radar. So they're not going to be old and boomers that don't relate to the kids. They're not going to be the guys that, you know, were a World Award winner and had the hottest offense at the time. No, it's going to be guys that are lesser known, that you get an opportunity to actually learn and kind of build up, start building a rapport down here. This offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator got ties in Louisiana, so that's another area that we get to nitpick and kind of reestablish our stronghold in. So let him do his thing, man. Leave it at that.
I think this hire had a lot to do with TVD and on his way out, somebody who could connect with TVD and maybe put a similar type of offense that'll help TVD on his way out. Because I think TVD was sitting like this with the transfer portal button.
But it doesn't even matter, Street, because we seen in this day and age, you could be successful and your ass will still leave for a better program.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some people yeah, what's buddy name that left North Carolina State? Devin Leary, 13-year starter. He's like, I'm out of here. Like, it doesn't matter. That's the nuance.
He left North Carolina State to go where?
I forgot. Not Notre Dame. Old boy from Wake Forest went to Notre Dame. I forgot where he went.
Who?
Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman left Wake Forest. Probably was one of the all-time passing leader at that school. 5-year starter. He
could have went to the league.
Yeah, he left and went to Notre Dame. They don't even got an OC. Yeah. It doesn't matter in this day and age. Signal callers want the opportunity to ball out, even if it's for that 1 year. That's what they want to put on film. So if they're balling out at a smaller school or maybe a not as prominent school, one of your quote-unquote traditional blue bloods, it doesn't matter. If they're not balling, they're going to leave. If they are balling, they still going to leave. Like, if there's a better opportunity, they're going to take it. That's the
right.
Like you said, it's fluid. That's the reality of college football.
They
in this day and age.
Well, you have money out there too, man. We talk about this stuff all the time, bro. It's money out there, and things was gonna start getting weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when money got involved. So yeah, you're right. Dudes may jump up and leave. Dudes jump up and leave for.
Look at the stats. Look at the stats of the guy that he just coached. I can't pronounce his name, but the guy he just coached had 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 10 picks.
Mm-hmm.
That guy that Dawson just coached that's at Houston, and they say he's pretty much a lock to get drafted. And there's a chance that he still might either leave for a better school because his OC just left.
Right.
Obviously, he ain't coming to Miami because he not gonna play here. At least not next year. So he can up and leave if he wants to go to a better opportunity and hope to match the production to get a better draft stock. This is all about leverage. You said it all the time. You know, it's about leverage. If I understand that I can leave Houston, go to a D1, a Power 5 D1, play for a year, ball out there as well, I'm still going to have that opportunity to kind of make a play for the league. So,
shout out to Willie Boston with the $20, man. He say, Streeter, who you think is going to be the next running back coach? That means Kevin Kevin, I almost said something crazy.
Smith.
Kevin Smith is gone. Kevin Smith, running back coach, is gone. It's weird, dog. We talked about these names so long ago that they may not be here that we forgot that they supposed to been leaving. He's headed back to Ole Miss, and I'll let go ahead. Real fast.
Now I was gonna say it seemed like I'll let you cook, KB, but it seems like to me the way I read it, outside looking in, not no insight, just outside looking in, that tells me that he probably don't jive with the way that his running backs would have been coached in Shannon's system. So maybe he was waiting to see who the hire was going to be, and then when he realized, hey, this ain't going to work for me, he decided to go back with Kiffin, who, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Kiffin run an air raid esque offense as well? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't watch Ole Miss.
You wanted to say something, KB?
Nah, okay.
Okay, all right. Well, Willie Boston, shout out to you, man. Willie been donating for a long time. Say, Stu, who you think the next running back coach gonna be in? I'll let the next dude that's coming in here answer that, man.
Who is this? Well, I know it can't be. I know it can't be Hayes because he on.
Hey, Hayes, he live.
Who is this?
Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully it's Stevie Hickson. Come on, Hickson. Pop on the screen.
Not the greatest ever.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
I figured Hayes had one. Dog. I had to give X one, dog. I figured if Hayes had one, I had to give X one.
Did you pick that?
And Hayes still be about the same much anyway. I think that I just come up with some shit, but I just pick stuff I like people.
You should have got him. What was the group? DX. You should have got him that one.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
What's good? What's happening?
Suck it.
Yeah, DX.
What's good, bro? You should have seen X back there smiling like Hayes, dog. So y'all get happy. Y'all get these intros, huh?
Should have got me the one. What's the one, man? It was on my old Twitter account. They posted it with the black dude walking down there with the pimp. He got all the chicks walking down with him. I forget.
What was that? D'Lo Brown?
Who was that?
Was it D'Lo Brown? The black dude who walked down with the cane. He got all the girls walking behind him before he get in the ring.
Big something. Big something. I forgot his name. Big.
I don't remember him, dog.
The one who used to say "pimping ain't easy."
Yeah.
Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah.
The Godfather. They got in the
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, the Godfather.
That was his name?
Yeah, the Godfather.
What's on, man?
Man,
you happy with the new hire?
The smile on my face is for a certain coach that ain't here no more. I was very excited. I was very excited about that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was very excited about that one.
You happy Kevin Smith gone?
I don't think he did much. I don't think he did much at UM for the time he was here.
He got his people in the house.
Who is that?
He got his people in the house.
Start running back.
Oh well, that's it. He brought Paris with him. That's it.
And I heard dude from Fort Myers was some kin to him too.
From Fort Myers.
Stanley, Lucas Stanley.
Yeah,
Oh,
how you forget the walk on that started getting carries? How we forget that?
I mean, I
Did he
want
still
to
at school?
forget about that last season.
I mean, not saying not taking up from that young man because that young man came in and he did his thing. I don't know. He was given the opportunity. I think, listen, I think a lot of these football careers are based on getting an opportunity and not getting an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was given an opportunity, man, and they say he worked really, really hard, and that's what they told us. And he jumped over Thad. That's part of the reason Thad left.
Well, yeah, that's not part of it. That might be the reason Thad left.
Yeah.
That coach and Thad just ain't get along. So it was like, and I'm not taking it for Thad, but it was kind of, yeah, man. The way you doing things was kind of like, yeah, you got to go, man.
You ain't got to take up. You ain't got to take up for that, but when you got a running back you got 5-6 running backs in the room and 4 or 5 of them don't seem to like you. I mean, come on, bro. We must talk about it.
Right.
Hey, man.
Well, how about this?
What's going on, dog? What's up, man? You
What's
like
up,
the new
man?
hire?
I'm vibing the new hire, man. The reason why I'm vibing is everybody keep just going back and saying air raid this, air raid that. I know this coach for a little minute. I didn't think he would be somebody that we would hire, to be honest. But
Why is that?
Because he does have a tendency to rely on pass real heavy. You know, like during the games, you can see he'll call like 10 passes in a row. And you'll be like, well, you gonna forget about the running backs? Like he has done that. You know what I'm saying? But his offense is very similar to Rick Lashley's offense. Like very similar. Like very similar to the way they played the up-tempo version of let's get these 5 yards, let's get back, get set up so we can set up the second play. The second play being maybe we could run that running back will route that they like to run, that Lashley like to run with Rooster. He could run that. Like his offense is very similar to that.
Are we gonna have more than 5 sets?
Say it again.
Are we gonna have more than 5 sets?
I don't know. Well, yeah. We'll have probably like 5 to 6, maybe.
When you say similar, right? When you say similar, because when I talked to Kevin Steele and he explained Lashley's offense, right? The way he explained it was this. He was like, the offense is not really like an attacking offense. It's like he didn't call it a gimmick, but he kind of called it like the offense tries to get the defense to line up.
Yeah,
they
get
try
you
to
off guard. Catch you off guard.
They try to find out. Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know, man. But he explained it like it's not like attacking offense that you can get in and run. It's more like a gimmick. It's more like a gimmick is trying to get people open in space and trying to see where your defense has a weakness at and just exploiting that. When you say it's like his offense, you're talking about tempo wise.
Yeah, it's the same thing tempo wise, and he basically trying to he using one play to set up the next play. You know, a lot of offensive coordinators just like to go off of, okay, well I got 20 plays I'm gonna call right now. Boom, these are the 20 plays I'm gonna call. They're gonna work. What he and Lashley used to do was they'll use maybe 1-2 plays to set up that third play, which is the big play. Which is why you see Lashley used to have a bunch of big plays in the offense, because he'd be like, okay, well, we'll go first 3 yards, second another 2 yards, and then you go third, we got 50 yards. Oh, well, why we didn't do that on first and second down? No, he used those 2 plays to set up that third big play.
But the Lashley offense was primitive for 2 reasons, though. Number one, because in setting up that third big play, he would give up -5 yards, -7 yards. So now you're behind the sticks and you can't really control the tempo of the game. So now if you let's say we just saw that with the Super Bowl. Let's say you're playing a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, like Bryce Young, right? I don't want Bryce Young to ever get back on the field. I don't want Trevor Lawrence to ever get back on the field. I want to keep them on the sideline. With Lashley's offense, you just can't do that because after 2 plays, you're negative 7 yards. That was
that's
the
the only
first
difference. That's the only difference between their offense. His offense does the run is gaining
There's
yards.
another difference too.
The run is gaining yards. I think like on the average, his average run was almost at 5 yards per carry.
True, but check it out. With the run, especially with what Mario wants to do, you didn't have to have sophisticated blocking schemes in Lashley's offense with your offensive line. You didn't have to do traps and counters. You weren't running any power runs, none of that. So your O-line was basically, hey, fire off the ball and see if you could push somebody. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, it was mostly a man concept O-line. Let's go block everybody in front of you. Because we want to get the ball out of hand quick. That's basically the thing. We want to get the ball out of hand quick. Like you say, they wasn't running no traps. So if you're not gonna run traps, it's kind of hard to just say you're gonna keep running up the middle. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we even thought that was gonna happen. You're not running traps, and you gonna tell me you're gonna run up the middle with who?
Right. Exactly. And we were trying to do it with Jalen Knighton. And the thing is, I think with having Dawson and I watched some of his film from last season with that quarterback that had 4,000 yards. Listen, the quarterbacks we got in our stable are head and shoulders better than the quarterback he had at Houston. And that's the first thing. There's certain throws that quarterback was missing that I don't see TVD missing because I'm talking about wide open throws. So I don't see TVD missing throws like that. He may not move like that, but you have somebody who's way more prolific when it comes to passing the ball. And the thing that I liked, which we lacked last season, if you do have a scat back who could catch out of the backfield, you got to put them in great position in order for them to utilize their skill set. And I just looking at that offense that Dawson has, their running backs were in great position to catch out of the backfield or screen plays. I love seeing that. As well as we have tight ends galore. He uses tight ends a lot. I saw him utilize 2 tight ends in the game that I watched, and he also had a number 1 at receiver too. So yeah. I think there's a lot more as I think KB said it or Mehdi might have said it earlier. His offense is a lot more attacking than Lashley's offense. Lashley's offense was, let me see where the defense is lined up. Let's see where they're off. Let's try to exploit that particular position on the field. And on top of that, we're trying to go for that chunk play to get those 10 yards. And you can't really control a game like that. So
another thing fans need to notice and recognize in Lashley offense, he basically had one receiver he was really throwing the ball to almost every play. You know what I'm saying? One receiver getting the bulk of the passes thrown, which was Rambo. And you look at the new offense we're going to have is basically going to be the same. You're going to have that one receiver that's going to get the bulk of the balls.
X, I got a question.
And guess what? TVD was very comfortable doing that, throwing the ball to Rambo. And then if Rambo wasn't there, I got Harley. You know what I'm saying? So in this offense, it's going to be, I got one receiver I can throw this ball to. We already know maybe Kobe Young. And then the second receiver will be like Restrepo. You know what I'm saying? So it's going. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I got a question.
I also like his use of tight ends too.
Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead, finish. I go ahead.
No, go ahead, KB. You've been sitting there patiently waiting, man. You got.
No, it's cool. It just popped in my head. Because what X said was he was talking about that one receiver he ran with Rambo. Do you think that was more of a product of TVD than it was Lashley, because the year before we spread that ball around. We started seeing Mark Pope and Wiggins get into the game and actually be productive. It wasn't until TVD took over.
You can't use the year before. It's different. The year before you have Derrick
Right.
King at your quarterback. You got Derrick King
But
at quarterback. So
that's the point.
you already you got a running quarterback. So right now you're going to spread the ball open when you have safeties in the box a lot more. Opposed to saying, let me just sit back and, y'all ain't throwing no deep passes because we playing zone. We going to play cover 3, stuff like that. But we can't do that when y'all got a running quarterback. He'll take off and he'll score. So once TVD get in the game, now we got to switch up. We got to play this cover 3 to this side of the field, and just hope our best corner could cover this receiver.
I don't know, because you got, running or not, you got quarterbacks that can spread the ball around. And again, that's Lashley offense with King. And I understand what you're saying about King, but the ball got spread around. It wasn't just Harley. It was Wiggins. It was Pope, guys. Jordan. It was different guys. Then once TVD got into the game, it was Rambo, right? And that's kind of what we saw last year as well under a different OC. TVD gets his receiver, and that's kind of much going to be it. So I kind of wonder about that.
We've all been watching football long enough to know a quarterback going to find somebody he trusts. That's just the nature of the sport.
Yeah, barring injury, he was getting ready to do the same shit he did with Rambo with X.
Right.
That's kind of weird. He gonna find somebody he gonna trust.
Yeah.
Every quarterback we've had was like that. I guess Derrick King might not have been the one to do that, but every quarterback we've had, even before Derrick King, we had what's his name, Jared Williams. He became very comfortable with KJ Osborne. So like,
Don Snap say stats don't support that one receiver theory.
I agree with him.
Wait,
not the stats
don't
as far
support
as
that one receiver theory.
For who?
In that offense, not for TVD. In the new offense, or what he did over at Houston, they threw the ball to more than one receiver. Now TVD, on the other hand, that's what we're talking about. He kind of gets locked in.
So go look at the stats. Look at how many times that one receiver who had over 100-something catches. Look how many times the ball was thrown to him.
Yeah, he was from the crib. He was from South Florida.
Compared to the second receiver, like I think the second receiver, most passes he had was like maybe 60, 70. This guy had over 120 some receivers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's not a little drought. That's a major drop off.
Nathaniel Dell, he had 109 receptions and 17 touchdowns for 1,398 yards. The year before that, he had 90 receptions for 1,329 yards and 12 touchdowns.
But yeah, in all, man, I'm down with it. Shannon Dawson, man, I'm down with the offense. And then it's an opportunity for Mario to have a coach on his staff for more than 2 years. So I'm good with it.
You said it's an opportunity for him to have a coach on the staff more than 2 years.
Yeah. Because these coaches who he got, unless they come out and we go undefeated and this guy offense have 7,000 yards, I think he's going to be here another year. He's going to be trying to go under the radar. And then the defensive coordinator, I don't think anybody going to touch him because of his previous being adults.
His past what?
I say his previous incidents of him being adults.
His past previous incidents of him being an adult?
Yeah.
What you mean? What do you mean? What the fuck is that?
He had some adult moments.
I never heard nobody put it that way.
I don't want to just flat out say, the man been. He had some adult moments. Yeah, okay, he had that. But he had some adult moments where he just.
I
Everybody
I think if he do well at Miami, that shit's dead. They coming to call him.
I mean, yes, but it's gonna be a little minute. It ain't gonna be right away. Like that's what I'm saying. Like these two coaches, these two coordinators he just hired could be here for like 2, 3, 4 years before they get another job.
I'm looking at this, and this is pretty alarming. I'm not gonna lie to you. As far as receiving go, Nathaniel Dell was his leading receiver, 109 receptions for 1,398 yards, averaged 12.8 yards a catch, long as 63 yards, 17 touchdowns. The next receiver that had even remotely in the area was Kashawn Carter. Nathaniel Dell had 109 catches. Kashawn Carter had 38 for 601 yards and 5 TDs. The leading rusher.
I just said that. I just say you're gonna have that one receiver who's gonna get the bulk of the passes.
Yeah.
What you talking about, Matty? Give him some.
This is Houston's offense last year. The leading rusher in that offense was the quarterback, Clayton Tune. He had 546 yards rushing and 5 TDs on the ground. Stacey Sneed was the backup running back, or the running back, I'm assuming. He had 501 yards rushing. So the team, they rushed for 1,800 yards collectively. Threw for 4,000.
Based on the eye test, if you look at the numbers do look bad. But I will say this from a rushing perspective, number 22 was the starting running back, and he was a freshman, and he looked very timid while running the ball. So I think that's part of the reason you had a very young running back, and he just wasn't a bell cow back. And then number 4, the other running back, was more like a scat back, more in the mold of a Jalen Knighton. So he was really catching the ball out of the backfield.
Here's another telling stat. Their kicker went 9 for 14. He missed every kick from 40 to 49 yards and every kick from 50 yards. Guess what his name is?
Bubba Baxter.
That guy who Mark Rick let come because he kicked 160-yard field goal in high school.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nah, Bubba was fine till Nkosi got involved in his life, man. Bubba was all right.
Nkosi ain't at Houston. Nkosi ain't at Houston. And he still missed.
Where Nkosi at?
The damage is done. What you mean?
Florida Atlantic University down the street.
Man, the damage is done.
What you talking about, man?
That man was missing field goals before all that.
Not as a freshman, I think. Not as a freshman, X.
Yes.
I gotta go back and look at that.
Nah, I wanna comment.
Y'all don't know what he talking about, man. Allegedly, man, Nkosi Perry, man, somehow got an entanglement with Bubba Baxter's girlfriend somehow.
Not entanglement.
That's how it's called, but it's college, man. Who knows what was going on in you know what I'm saying, in college, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Bubba thought it was his girlfriend, man. Some of these dudes be from Idaho and they don't know how the game go. What's your telling stat, Rich?
I just wanted to say on the receiving end, when you see 109 catches versus 38 catches, there's two things that gives this a lot of hope. Number one is you see 109 catches, but then guy number 2, 3, and 4 has 38, 38, and 41 catches. So right there, that says to me 2, 3, and 4 was important, and they were all wide receivers. Number 5 and 6 were one was a running back, one was a tight end. So you got other guys in the game, in the passing game. And then when I look at guy number 2, Keyshawn Carter, he had 38 receptions for 601 yards, which is a 15.8 average. So that means they use Keyshawn to stretch the field more, whereas they used Nathaniel for everything because they knew Nathaniel had hands. So that's kind of what I see when I see Keyshawn. Matthew Golden have 15.4. So those two guys were more so used to stretch the field more, which Nathaniel Dell, when you start double covering him, you could stretch the field with your secondary and third option, which is which is what I see when I look at the numbers.
Yeah, it's all. I think, but and then I think what's important too is the once we get the receiver coach in, to see the releases, because I think last year our receivers group had a horrible release off the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? So I think once the receiver coach get in, he gets in there with Coach Dawson, and they agree on how they're supposed to release off the line of scrimmage. Because you can't have guys jam you up for 2 seconds and you thinking TVD supposed to just pick apart the defense and he about to get sacked. You know what I'm saying?
Offensive coordinators, not bringing their offensive line coach with them. Last year didn't bring an offensive line coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought Justice.
He did?
Justice.
Oh,
Justice and what's his name? What's his guys? Likens.
Rob Likens.
I thought I knew he brought Likens, so he brought three guys with him or two.
Yeah, what happened was Justice was with him before, and then Justice had went out to UNLV, and then they brought him to Miami.
And that's why he brought Justice Olawashun.
No, why we did that, but hey.
I think he's still on the roster. I was surprised to see that.
He is. Unfortunately, he is. Maybe he's another one that's supposed to graduate doing spring and then be out. I don't know.
So who is Shannon bringing with him?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if he's bringing anybody, but I think he's going to be allowed to say something about the running back coach and the receiver coach.
Do we need his offensive line coach with him, though?
No.
I don't think so.
Mirabal
ain't going to us.
Mirabal don't look like the type of motherfucker you walk up to him and tell him what to do either.
He ain't going nowhere, so that's what I'm saying.
Mirabal locked in.
Yeah. I don't think
so. Okay, talk to me, KB. You don't think it matters? That's what I'm getting to.
I don't think it matters. Like I think I said this before. Unless you're like the Denver Broncos, right? And you run a certain kind of running scheme, and your linemen attack a certain way, they block a certain way. It doesn't really matter. Lineman is a lineman. You just got to understand your concepts, where you're going, and when you're going. I'm hoping we don't lose some of those concepts Gaddis put in with run blocking and trapping and all that kind of stuff. But as far as him coming over and needing his O-line coach, I can't see it unless he got his O-line. Unless he's saying, I want a zone block, and my scheme works with zone blocking, and you guys don't want a zone block. Other than that, that's not going to really matter.
Shout out to Darryl Dew, man, with 1986. Will the offense be a hybrid of the air raid or power running?
It has to be.
It was seen with ways with the running backs and O-line.
You gotta understand. So let me say something real quick. If y'all paid attention to Mirabal's two most recent podcasts he did for Behind the U, he spoke about that, and that's one of the biggest things that we have sucked at the University of Miami is recruiting for years, is guys with light feet. You hear Mario talk about it all the time. You hear, like, whenever you talk about great linemen in the NFL, those are the guys who have, like, the Tyron Smiths, all them great left tackles you see, they have light feet. They call them, dancing bears. Like, they're the guys. Right. And then we saw firsthand in that Polynesian Bowl, fucking Francis big ass running out in front of his running back, power driving people. Like, that's just the concept of what we're trying to do. You have to get guys who can get to the next level if they're blocking any type of schemes. So yes, to answer the question, it is going to be a hybrid, because while there's guys who can sit there and set their feet and play at the position, mainly at your guard positions, you got to get them tackles who can pull and have those good concepts when you like running, those sweeps underneath and get to the next level. Or when you getting them guys who are just trying to get that run game up the field, those guys who can move their feet, get upfield, and get hands on somebody. So I do think it's going to be a hybrid. It has to be, because Mario is making it very clear that we're going to run the ball. Like, that's just something that's not going to happen here. We've sucked at it for years. We're going to run the ball. So
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you so crazy, man. I've been looking at the stats over the past years, and just looking at when the last time had a complete offense. I mean, the passing game was good and the running game was good. You have to go back to Duke Johnson's junior year.
yeah, I was gonna say Al Golden. That offensive line was one of the best offensive lines we had. I think most of them dudes is in the
All of them went to
league.
the NFL. All of them went to the NFL. All of them went to the NFL. All of them went to the NFL. That was our last complete year offensively. I think what Coyotes like 3,500 yards. Duke Johnson had like 1,600 yards rushing. Yearby came in, he had like 600 yards rushing. What was the guy behind him? Was it what was the big boy
Walton?
name? No. Walton was still in high school at that time.
Gus Edwards?
Edwards. I think Edwards came in and had like maybe 200-300. You know, so you just look at, and then I think that was the last time I think I posted where we had over 3 receivers that had over 600 yards in the season. Like somebody said, that's nothing to brag about. I say, well, when the last time you did it? Like, tell me, name it. We didn't do it. So that was our last. Help me out, somebody. What year that was? Was that 2014 or something like that, or 13?
Something like that. Before Rick. What was the year before Rick?
Shout out to Hurricane Mo. Say, do you put all that on the OC or the quarterback? He kind of saying what Cal was saying is like him TVD or throwing the ball to one person. You put it on the OC or you put it on the quarterback. I think Cal said that.
I mean, you can put it on both actually, because you can put it on the OC saying, well, I got to draw plays to get other guys open. And then you got to put it on the quarterback saying, well, yeah, I got to start looking at other guys too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put it on both. It can't just be on one. Got to be on both.
What kind of offense did Ja'Cory Harris run in high school, though, with Northwestern?
Ja'Cory Harris had
a spread
formation.
Spread.
They did not get in a huddle at once. Everything was 4 to 5 receivers. Four receivers.
4 receiver sets all the time.
His junior year was 4 receivers, and then they had at running back.
Hargret?
No. The one who had ended up getting in trouble, who had ended up going to Southern Mississippi.
Easterling?
Not Easterling.
Easterling.
Yeah, his junior year.
Yeah, Easterling was all world. You know what I'm saying? But his senior year, they was 4 to 5 receivers most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between what Ja'Cory ran in high school and the air raid and the West Coast offense and the goddamn? What's the difference?
Blocking schemes.
Yeah, blocking schemes.
And routes, basically.
Yeah.
Is there any relatability to the air raid and what Ja'Cory ran in high school?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was air raid. I would call Ja'Cory's, but then this an old school term. I would say like the run and shoot.
Yeah.
I would say Ja'Cory's scheme was more so of a run and shoot.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of tempo.
It was tempo. It wasn't that he was just throwing a bunch of deep, long passes. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing. Yeah. Remember they had, what was the slot receiver who had a lot of catches that year too? It was Kendall Tompkins.
Kendall Tompkins, yeah. They say he was. Yeah, but they say he was the best receiver.
Yeah, they were throwing a lot of short passes to him, and then, you know, you just happen to have 2 of the best receivers in the nation in Tommy Street and Darius Johnson. You can just throw the ball to them, and they gonna catch it. So it looked like that, but it was more of a run and shoot.
More like a run and shoot. And air raid is more like what?
It has a lot more run concepts. It has a lot more inline tight end blocking. Run and shoot is pretty much everybody just. It's why you see so many of these quarterbacks successful in the 7-on-7 circuit, because they run a lot of that. Like they just spread everybody out and tell everybody go get open. The concepts have a lot of your outside receivers are going to take a lot of receivers down on deep comebacks, like goes, posts. Your underneath receivers are going to run a lot of digs, a lot of drags, a lot of underneath stuff to get in the middle of the field. So that's why a lot of people like it. Occasionally, you might have a slot that'll run a go, and you'll take like a outside receiver on a deep end in the middle of the field, just kind of throw people off and make those safeties have to make a decision. But for the most part, it doesn't really focus too much on the tight ends and the running backs and those blockers, because everybody's going out for a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Ja'Cory Harris' offense wasn't really geared to the running back either, though, right? Like it was.
No, not when he became a senior. No, not at all. When he was a junior, it was geared towards the running back.
Was it
because you run a lot of the defenders off?
Yeah, when it was geared because it was the running back. Yeah,
and loosen the box up.
Look what they was doing with
this is what I'm saying. They were able to run the ball because Easterling was damn good, right?
Yeah.
So we just need a damn good running back, right?
Essentially.
Well, the concept matters because you could have an Antoine Easterling, but you can neglect him with the wrong offense. That's what X trying to say, basically. Like,
right.
They catered towards Easterling at his junior year, but senior year, no Easterling. Now it's all about Ja'Cory and the wideouts. So if you do that,
did he do anything though?
Who?
His senior year.
Yeah.
Who? Ja'Cory?
No, Easterling.
No, that was Easterling senior year.
He was a year before
Ja'Cory. The next running back. Who was the next running back? What his name was?
I forget his name, but he didn't have 1,000 yards. They had two different running backs. Then they went to like a multiple running back set where they used.
Was it the kid that went to Louisville?
The little short one.
So this is
yeah.
That was running kickoff back, right?
No. But you talk about what you call it who played with a Teddy, not him. That's what you
so
about.
here's what I see. Just to add a definition to everything. So Google says, from what I understand, air raid is like a mixture of West Coast and run and shoot concepts, where you have option routes and you emphasize yards after catch. Whereas the run and shoot is all about wide receiver option routes. And then the spread is like both of them, but with more running and emphasizing giving the ball to your athletes on jet sweep screens and stuff like that. So what we would really want to do is have a spread offense, I guess, because it emphasizes more running.
Well, you can. I think. Okay, so if you have the spread, I think that's when they come with the power. That's when they bring up the power spread, which is Chip Kelly, offense at Oregon.
I think if you got a gangster running back, I think he'll produce.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
So I think if you're fucking running back, I think when you get a chance,
the running back is fine. The running back is fine, but we've seen arguably the greatest running back in history, and he had the one caveat that he had is he had an offensive line. I've been saying that for years. Pretty much since 2016, we have not had a consistent offensive line in any way, shape, or form. You need an offensive line.
Which running back?
Duke. What you mean?
Randy Duke Johnson.
I'm just checking. Everybody in here. Some of these dudes in here work 80 hours a week. They may not be.
Duke Johnson.
Duke Johnson is the greatest running back in Miami history.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Miami-Dade County.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that tonight.
I've never seen a running back in Miami history show up from a freshman season with no threats from freshman season and be a gangster from play one.
My dog. Listen, man. Listen, when Duke Johnson, the night he ran all over
Boston College.
The night he ran all over Glade Central.
Oh,
Glade Central, right? In high school. Yeah. That morning I had an FBU game and I'm walking and something came to me. I got on the phone, I called his mom. I was like, listen, I think we're witnessing greatness, but we can't see it because we're in the middle of it. And she started laughing. Boy, shut the fuck up. I said, no. I think this is like watching Reggie Bush in high school, but we can't see it because we know he's a little ass, so we know him. We too close to him. The day before his first game at Boston College, I called her. The game about to start, maybe 2 hours. And she couldn't answer the phone. And I left her a message. And the message basically said, listen, your son is special. And it's gonna start really fast. And this is what I told her. I said, it's gonna go really fast. Cause I knew he was gonna get on the field and I knew he was gonna do exactly what he did, dog. I knew he was different. I said, so don't forget about the little people, man. And I'm proud of y'all. Cause she had been through a lot. he was special, man. You didn't fucking nobody saying about his NFL career. He was special. And if there wasn't an offensive line, he made the offensive line look good. Because I've seen it on too many levels. So when you say he's the greatest, he's there, dog. He just wasn't in the midst of. He wasn't in the midst of all the hoopla of Miami and how good Miami was when Edgerrin came through and when these guys came through.
He didn't have the good teams. You know what I'm saying? I mean, him and EJ didn't have
the
the good teams.
They had no good team.
Him and EJ didn't have the good teams. You know what I'm saying? Clem Portis got the good team.
Edge was at the verge. Yeah, Edge was on the verge of. He was
got the good team.
His career was when he was about to break out again. Yeah.
Yeah, Edge wasn't on the verge. Edge did have Edge 98 team wasn't good.
But this is what I'm saying. They weren't good, right? But Miami was still. It took a long time for us to realize that Miami had done something. You know what I'm saying? So we still was looking at it like, what the fuck is going on? We're not supposed to be like this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We still were looking at it the same way, and then it got right back. It got right back on track. Duke came. When I think the dust had done settled, and we was like, oh, no, we suck again.
Yeah, we realized, we wasn't. When Duke came, that's after, Randy Shannon had that top recruiting class, and we just realized, man, it just ain't going to happen, because if he couldn't do it with that recruiting class, we was like, well, it's going to be bad. And that was
imagine, I don't know if you can send people to the gulag, but, yeah, where's he at? Eric Pierce sent his ass to the gulag, man. This man said the school's leading rusher, all-time leading rusher, was overrated in college.
Who said that?
Eric Pierce.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Joshua Steele with the $9.99. He said Duke was overrated.
He said would take Mark Walton over Duke.
Over Duke.
He said he was overrated.
That's Mark Walton's cousin. That's Mark Walton's cousin, dog. That's Mark Walton's cousin.
Oh, must be.
Yeah, Eric.
Ain't no way.
You come over town, Eric, ain't you, dog? That's Mark Walton's cousin.
Nah, Duke had to smash his girl or something. That's personal. Yeah,
no, bro, listen, Duke would have broke Frank Gore. Duke would have broke Frank Gore rushing record in high school, though.
Well, if Heidelberg gave him,
he would have.
It wasn't his record.
If Heidelberg
what you call it, broke that. Bobby Washington broke that.
Who?
Bobby Washington broke Frank Gore rushing record.
Well, whoever the record was, Duke would have broke it, though. If Heidelberg would have gave him the ball for them 3 years, you know what I'm saying? He averaged like 11 carries a game or something like that.
Yeah.
That last playoff run when Heidelberg was like, holy crap, this is my last year with Duke. 20 carries, 25 carries, 28 carries. And that's when he went crazy. He rushed for 1,000 yards in the playoffs.
Right. But during that season, he only got like 10 carries a game.
Yeah.
And he averaged like 11 yards a carry.
They always thought that his mom eventually was going to take him to Central with Telly Lockett, I think. So it was kind of like Heidelberg would spread the ball around. And they had a good team, man. I like the way he ran the offense. I can't lie, it was productive. Duke just did so much with so little, bro.
Yeah. When Duke got to UM, we just had lost Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller had went to the NFL. So it was like you need a dynamic running back because we had, I think, was it the Javaris James? It was one of those James that we had that was just, you know what I'm saying, the running back. It was like, he's not.
Javaris James, I think. Was that Greg Cooper's time too?
Greg Cooper.
No, Greg Cooper was gone. He was gone.
He was gone. It was Javaris, I think. And then we had what's his name? Mike James. Mike James was there.
Mike James was the guy. Mike James was the guy. Mike James.
I'm finna say
Kansas City, Florida.
Yeah, somehow got drafted, I think, to the Bucks.
Yeah,
Mike James was nice.
I mean, Mike James did his thing. He did his thing.
Mike James can play, bro.
He wasn't dynamic like Duke. Like Duke, his freshman year, he was dynamic. He got hurt. Came back sophomore year, was dynamic. Got hurt. Florida State did it purposely. And then junior year, he came back, and it was like, Man, I was sad his last carry. I was really sad. I was like, this is the last time I'm gonna get to watch Duke at UM. Like, I didn't get to watch the man play with a good team. That hurted me so bad. I was like, dang. But
they talking shit, Don. That boy Don said people forget Duke broke his ankle, came back, and was still him. I understand how people understand he is the all-time leading rusher in UM history.
I mean, Frank Gore tore his knee up 3 times. I mean, if we're gonna go there, but we'll leave all that alone.
Ain't comparing. It's two people
Frank
I'm
Gore
never
is the third
comparing
all-time
anybody
leading
else
rusher
to.
in, NFL history?
Say what now?
Frank Gore is the third all-time leading rusher in NFL history, isn't he not?
Yeah, tore his knee up twice in college.
Yeah, Frank Gore is solidified. We're not taking nothing from Frank. I'm just saying Duke was that man in college.
It's two people because Frank college career was kind of rocky, right? He had injuries and had to sit behind people. Two people I'm never comparing anybody else to again. I'm never gonna compare anybody else to Sean Taylor. Shout out to James Williams, and I'm never gonna compare anybody else to Frank Gore. Ever. I'm not doing it. If y'all ever hear me compare anybody else to him, then it got to be a superhero, X-Man or something, dog.
Nah, nobody. And I played against both of them, and I had the opportunity to watch them on the field, and I watched them in their college career, NFL. But
yeah, Frank Gore is my favorite running back in the NFL.
When they do bring up the greatest running back topic, again, I think the only two names you can bring up is EJ and Duke, because what they did was so much with less. Right. You know, if you would have given EJ Clinton Porter's offensive line the year they won the national championship, EJ probably runs for 2,000 yards. You know,
probably.
But
I'll tell you what though, not to take anything away from Clinton Portis, because when Portis got in the league, I mean, EJ had 5 1,500-yard seasons, and if I'm not mistaken, Portis, I think, almost had the same amount of 1,500-yard seasons, if not matched that. So, not saying that
they both got into the league. They both came in, each one rookie year. I think EJ for rookie year he had over 1,500, and Portis rookie year he had over like 1,600. So they was doing it back to back to back. I think the difference with Portis and EJ was Portis did get drafted into that system where it was kind of easy for him to run for 1,600 yards.
That one cut and go.
Denver? Denver was allowing the running backs to do that. Like, it didn't matter who they would pick it. But Portis did do better than any other running back outside of the guy they had before. What was his name?
Terrell Davis.
You know what I'm saying? But I see somebody say not McGahee. McGahee had the most productive season at UM. I mean, nobody's going to get close to that 28 touchdowns and 1,800 yards rushing again. So,
yeah, I like McGahee's running style. I really liked his running style. I think he would have been I mean, God, if he would have been able to stay healthy and go in that first round, I think he would have been the next running back on that list to have 5 1,500-yard seasons like Portis and Edrin did. Yeah. So
one of my favorite running backs who I thought was gonna be all world once he got to UM, man. I watched him when I was a kid, man, and Street will tell you about him, man. Danielle Ferguson, man. I thought Danielle Ferguson was gonna be all world.
See, the problem with bringing up, was it Ferguson? No, that was Bennett. Never mind. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I thought Ferguson was gonna be all world, man, because he was all world in high school. He got UM, and he started off pretty decent, but then the injuries started catching up, and then hey, man, he had a pretty decent college career, but
he went to the league though.
Yeah. He went to the league. But I just thought he was gonna be all world.
That my little dog, man. He dated my cousin, man, like 3 years ago, man. He used to be at our Super Bowl parties, bro. Very eccentric dude, different guy, man. You would have never thought he played football, man. Very different guy. No, bro. So Miami picked up a new linebacker coach, also, man. And picking up coaches and losing coaches at the same time.
Derek Nicholson, former Seminole linebacker. He led them in tackles for a year or two.
He made 2 all-conference teams in 07 and 08.
He's solid.
He's solid. Award finalist.
He was a good linebacker.
He was.
I mean, I like the hire, and then I don't like it because I still feel like he's one of those B-man, like he's a spy coming here to figure out what Mario got going on and finna go tell the nose. But I like it. You know what I'm saying? He's young, 30s, I think he's 36, something like that.
I believe so.
He actually recruited Staquan Clark to Louisville.
That's messed up.
Outside of my clear disdain for university.
And guess who else he recruited to Louisville? Who just recently committed to Louisville?
TJ Capers.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's messed up too. Well, so you think? What you think?
Messed up.
You think that's a chess move?
Chestnut checker.
I don't know if it's a chess move. I think you mean chess move as far as maybe trying to get back in good graces with TJ.
Oh shit! Well, you just took the person that who. Well, I don't know who recruited. First of all, I don't know who recruited TJ. I don't know if it was a person.
Okay, so the two guys, it's him.
Could have been the thing that recruited TJ.
It's him and Hova. Him and Hova are the recruiters. Hova's still at Louisville.
I would say this in regards to Nicholson. When he was with Southern Miss in 2018 as a linebackers coach and co-defensive coordinator, they finished 3rd in total defense, 6th in rushing defense, 11th in passing defense, 19th in scoring defense. And to me, that's elite. That's elite company.
How many tackles?
I didn't see all that, but
I think my whole thing is when you bring in linebacker coaches, I want to see the linebackers. And this is one thing I would say Manny did do a good job at. He did. The linebackers did have a lot of tackles for loss.
Yes, because
he was blitzing them a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to see tackles for loss more from the linebackers again.
Yeah.
I don't want it just to be,
I think
if the D-line don't get it, we ain't getting it.
Yeah, I think Manny's thought process was he knew he couldn't get a defensive line that was going to have the type of production that he needed because he was reaching out and leaning so heavily on the transfer portal that he was like, I got to just blitz a lot of these guys. And when you do that and you sell out like that, you leave the middle of the field wide open. And if a team figures it out, like, I don't know, in North Carolina, they're going to run off your ass for 15,000 yards in one game. So you got to be cognizant that it's a calculated risk that you shouldn't use. And when you over rely on it, that's what happens. So yeah, I agree. We should have way more tackle for losses. I would want to see that come from the center of that defensive line. You know what I'm saying? But if you are gonna have linebackers that are getting in the box and striking with violence and getting to the point of attack and just hitting people in the backfield from their natural position, I'm here for it. So Derek Nicholson's defenses and other places in his linebackers have been highly productive. So I hope it just stays that way.
We got too much speed to not be attacking. That's the problem I had with Steele's defense. And I understand Steele had to scale back a lot of things and all that.
I don't know if you would say we had too much speed because we didn't have speed.
No. I'm talking about incoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the future. So like that's one thing I didn't really like about Steele's defense. It was kind of bland, and it was like Mehdi say. But as far as like getting to the quarterback, if the D line didn't get him, ain't nobody getting him. I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe the guys just weren't that effective blitzing. But I want to see some more blitzes. You got Popo coming in. You got Bobby coming in. That's too much. You got Chase getting healthy. You got Wesley out there. That's too much speed to just be kind of sitting back playing read and react or anything like that. You know what I mean? So and Nichols was a guy who could go. So I want to see these guys go, and I'm hoping that's what the new that's what it sounds like the new DC is going to be doing. So I'm hoping he let these guys go.
He attacking.
You got UM legend Corey Fly coming back too, man. So you got to get him.
Hey, Maddie, we need somebody to tell everybody what hold the blitz in. So I'm glad Flag. So.
Hey, so listen up, right? Street the football. The football event is the only one who's seeing this, right?
Nope.
Oh, everybody gonna see it? Oh man.
You got all the knuckleheads in here.
But you got some breaking news?
All right, man.
We'll save for the group me. X.
Well. I mean, it ain't really breaking news, but it's something that I've been hitting at since I made that comment. Man, they said
Just put it in
that
group.
Bobby-
Put it in the group me.
They
Put it
said
in the
that
group me.
boy
If you
Bobby-
had
Put it in
Bobby
the
Washington
chat.
going
Put
crazy
it
out
in
there.
the group me. Just put it in the group me, dog. If you had to think about it, just put it in the group me.
No, I'm just saying that boy Bobby.
Go away.
Nah, but I think
Alright, it should be
somebody already said it. Somebody already said it, I think. In one of the
Just
interviews.
put it in the group me. X. Put it in the group me.
I got you.
Oh, is that Duke Johnson that dropped the 50 bomb?
Yeah, man.
Who?
Yeah, what?
Duke Johnson with the 50
You don't
piece,
see that?
man.
What y'all talking about?
The $50 donation.
Oh,
That's Duke Johnson.
okay. I don't see it, but
I don't see it.
okay, DJ. There you go.
Oh, that's Duke.
Thanks for the love, fella 8-ball. Dog, I've been giving you love since high school, dog. I know you go back and look at them high school videos, dog. Shout out to Duke Johnson, man, with the $50, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
what's up.
everybody else, everybody in here was talking about Duke. What? I'm going to find all these comments where everybody was saying Duke ain't the number one. Duke ain't the greatest Miami Hurricane running back. Duke, I'm find all these comments and put them all on the screen. See if y'all got y'all chests out then.
I said it. He ain't sent me $50. Shit. Nah, Duke a legend though. I ain't gonna give him that number one spot, but Duke a legend.
And shout out to Jay Dudley. He did point out a good thing, man. Francisco Malgo too.
Listen, man. One of the greatest games, dog, was in high school when they were playing against what's the school to go to the state championship the last game, and they were down 21-0. Damn, football. We were the only ones there.
When he came out with the little duck helmet or whatever.
Nah, they were down 21-0 versus and Edgerrin James came to see him play. And if you look at the video, Edgerrin James is kind of like in front of my camera. He said he had heard so much about Duke, he was coming to see him play for the first time. And they were down 21-0. And he had like 100 yards in the first quarter, and people was calling like, man, what the hell going on? Because games weren't on TV or nothing like that. And for some reason, it just felt like, man, yeah, just calm down. Like the defense was gonna get it together, and they couldn't stop him. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't stop him. So I knew he was gonna outrun them, and they came back. They came back. They came back and won the game. I think he rushed for, I think he rushed for 300 yards that night, bro. 300, 280, something like that.
Yeah, Crawfordville, I think they played in the state. It was a game.
It wasn't Crawfordville. No, Crawford. No, Crawfordville shouldn't even been that state. It was a game before that. St. Peter's, It's a school that's Palmetto High, I think. It's a school that's down here, but their name is, you know what I'm saying? Their name is the same.
Oh,
it's another Palmetto near
There's
Tampa.
another Palmetto. Yeah, they got black and red.
It's Palmetto. Yeah. It was Palmetto.
Yeah, the one in Miami is
Listen,
like
bro.
baby blue and navy blue and white. But it's another because it was a dude who said he had a. Didn't we have a just pick up a walk on?
It was Palmetto. It was Palmetto. It was that Palmetto up the road. It was the Palmetto up the road. That's right.
Right. Down 21-0, dog, and he had like 100 yards in the first quarter, and it just felt like, man, listen, calm down. For no reason, I thought they were going to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Because it just, and I think he rushed for. I'm gonna look it up right now. I think he rushed down to 300 yards that night.
Shouts out to my dude Brian Ballum. I see his dad, man. He said great show, Street 27 coming strong this season 80. You know Brian Ballum been my dude since Miramar, man.
Hey, shout out to him for not leaving.
Yeah, man. Trust me. I was loving him when he came to U1, man. I still got big dreams for him at U1, man. So shouts out to.
I was dead wrong, dog.
It wasn't Palmetto.
No, it was Palmetto. But Duke had 17 carries for 336 yards in 3 quarters. He ended with 375. 27 carries, 375 yards.
I'm sitting there watching this man highlight tape, man. This is disrespectful. Like the
Yeah,
way he
I remember
was
somebody telling me, look in the
way he
comment
was just
section.
changing
In the comment
direction.
section, they like, man, who is this guy playing against? That's what he said in the highlights, right? It was like, man, who is he playing against? It was like
Here's the
everybody.
He wouldn't even like plant like something crazy that should be. It was so subtle when he would like just cut back on people. His vision was insane. He made people look stupid in the open field with the most subtlest of cuts, like and change of direction. Like it legitimately is like elite. Like going back and watching now, I'm like, we might. He's the all-time leading rusher, and I still feel like we might have wasted his career here. It's that serious.
Yeah.
What you say?
He's the all-time leading rusher in school history, and I still feel like we still might have wasted his career at Miami.
Hey,
is there a junior film on Duke for his career at Miami? Because I see the freshman and sophomore highlights, but I don't know if the junior highlights are up anymore on YouTube.
J Dub said that game got Duke a 5th star. Duke,
and we'll talk about he probably got one of the most devastating stiff arms I've ever personally seen. And I ain't watched back in old school football. Like, I'm not that old. When I used to watch Duke stiff arm people, it was like it wasn't even like a violent stiff arm, but like I'm just trying to throw you off me. It was like I'm gonna guide your stupid ass to the ground. So you can lay there and think about why you can.
I tried to make a T-shirt. I called it over 1 million served.
Yeah, it was.
I used to make little graphics out of it and it used to be like over 1 million served with him stiff arming people.
It wasn't even like a
punch.
Yeah, it was like it was like a guide. It was like you guided people down to the ground. Like just sit down there and think about what you just tried to do. Well, I keep just running up the field, man. Like it was, I don't know, man. He's different.
Perfected.
No, bro, I started with something called Dolo Cam, and I would just put the camera on Duke, whether he got the ball or not. And I figured people just wanted to see what Duke was doing, and I was going to just put the camera on stars. So I went to a couple of other stars, and I would just put the camera on them during the game, and I realized that the shit only worked with Duke. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because he would touch the ball. Every 3 times he touched the ball, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? And it only worked with him. Everybody else, it made him look mortal. So I had to switch Dolo Cam to football field. It was like, all right, this shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? It only worked for him.
Hey, so Manny, by that statement you just said, yeah, we sat down and watched Duke. We basically wasted his career. Now, just imagine you have the all-time leading running back in UM history and the all-time leading quarterback in UM history on that same team. And you telling me you wasted both their careers. You literally wasted.
You talking about Stephen Morris?
No.
Kaya.
Brad Kaya.
Kaya, the all-time passing leader?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In 3 years. You wasted Kaya.
Dog,
You wasted Kaya 3 years. You wasted Duke 3 years.
Kaya's only thing was he was a statue, man. If he had just a little bit of mobility, if he just tapped into a little bit of his black genetics, it would have been over with.
I thought Kaya was great though, dog. I
thought he was throwing them. He could throw.
He was a West Coast quarterback.
Yeah, he could throw that thing.
Great,
I give him that.
Elite,
He's why I have beliefs in guys like Jake Garcia, but he just did not run at all. If he was in that pocket, he was getting, if he was in that pocket, he was getting sacked. He was getting sacked. Like, it's just what it was. Like, if there was nobody open, well, he's taking the sack. Like,
I tell you what, too, if they had NIL back then, Kaya would have stayed. He would have stayed.
I'm not so sure about that. I think that was a Kaya and Rick thing going on there. We talked about that with Tim.
Rick definitely was like, man, you got to get look, your slow feet got to get up out of here.
Yeah,
I can't run this RPO. I can't run this RPO with you, man. You killing me.
He wanted who?
He wanted to run the RPO. That's when I knew that Rick wasn't gonna be it. I was just like, all right, it's not gonna work.
And you could see it in everyone his quarterback recruits after, because it was Jaron Williams and N'Kosi Perry. The guy that wasn't supposed to be there and be successful as he was Malik Rozier.
Malik Rozier, yeah.
What did he shut his ass up?
Malik was the most. He was the most willingest runner out of all of them.
Yeah.
The other two guys, they was gonna throw the ball. They wanted to throw the ball. Malik was like, whatever it's gonna take, whatever you want to do. So he would get more design QB runs, and that's what Rick wanted. But that's why he failed so much at Georgia. But whatever.
I think Malik is the all-time like he's the all-time touchdown leader in a season. A touchdown responsible leader, I think. Something like that.
Malik is the all-time touchdown. He had like 35 or something like that, 30 something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But then Kaya has the lead. He leads in total touchdowns. He leads in total yards and stuff like that.
See, that's the thing. Like when we keep going back to talent and us not being as good as us, or Duke not having guys to play with, man. When you go back and you look at those rosters, you're gonna find guys and you just gonna be like, what the hell was we doing?
No, I agree. I agree. I just think
no, I'm not taking away from your point. No, I'm not taking away from your point on Duke at all. I was just saying something else. It's just amazing that you can go back and look at that and be like, God, dog, we had Duke Johnson, we had Brad Hyatt, and we still suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can do that any year.
After that, Jeff Thomas.
I'm about to throw another name. In there that we had and we sucked. We had Denzel Perryman. I'm like, how you got these guys on one team and you suck? Like,
and mind you, all this is happening while people are negatively recruiting UM. And we still kicking dudes off the team. Like, I will never forget, wasn't it Alex Figueroa?
Yeah.
Eddie something.
Eddie Jones or Eddie Williams.
Something like that, right?
44.
Yeah, I thought we had the ones right there, man. We just
remember Kyle, we went the Washington State game when I put it up here when the guy that when the coach died and we looking at the team and we like, God damn, we lost to Washington State with these dudes on the field.
Yeah.
A lot of the rosters are like that, bro. A lot of those rosters are like that.
Deontay Mullins.
That's another one.
Deontay Mullins say comes the Caneville show X.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get him on, man. I've been trying to get him on since.
He say he coming. Troutman say he coming.
Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson.
I thought he was that one, man.
We talked to Troutman today. Troutman say he coming too.
I want to hear from Troutman. That was my little guy, bro. I was so excited about seeing him play, bro. I really want to hear from Troutman.
When I saw Troutman get kicked off, that's who I thought about with Eddie Johnson and the other dude I just mentioned.
Tommy Streeter.
Streeter didn't get kicked off.
No, Streeter he just wasn't the same guy he was in high school.
Yeah.
We nullified him.
He left early too.
Who that? Oh, Streeter left too early. Way too early.
Yeah, I would have left too after I had my 1,000-yard season. I'm gonna leave too.
Yeah, we weren't ready. We was having that problem, and we was having that problem for years at that time. Guys were leaving to be 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, 6th round picks, and this shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't want to talk about
okay, so remember once
just like
90,
Joe Yibby.
Remember what once 90? I'm gonna say probably like 98. Somebody would say once Edgerrin James decided to leave early after his junior year, the cycle continued. People wasn't staying after the junior year. They was leaving after the junior year. That was it.
Yeah, but those guys. But at first, those guys were leaving to be 1st and 2nd rounders, which we didn't mind because they were that good. Then we started guys leaving to be 5th round picks, and it's just like, bro, what are y'all? That's how I was like, something ain't right at the school.
But remember, now you got agents who's sleeping and living down here who's saying, hey man, come on, you go to the league. That was the problem. You was allowing the agents to be on campus every day. So now they telling such and such, hey man, you had a pretty decent to good career so far, man. Leave. Go get that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the comments that keep talking about Jeff Thomas. I don't want to go to that's a super sore topic for me. I watched Jeff Thomas in person against LSU cook they first round DBs all night with no offensive line. Watching.
Man, we had
Jeff
Thomas and Omar Richards on the same team, and we couldn't do squats.
And Brevin Jordan.
Jeff and KJ. KJ's still in the league right now, but that was a 50-50 thing with Jeff. It was some of that was what we was doing and running, and some of that was Jeff, bro.
Yeah, Jeff was a little quirky, dog.
Not quirky.
Jeff was a little, He
had a lot of shit going on, man.
Yeah, Jeff. I think Jeff has some mental, emotional stuff going on, bro. I never saw him smile until like that last. you would interview him and it just be like talking to a stoic person.
Yeah.
That's what you give. That's what you have to give Manny credit, man.
When he was coming here. Manny what?
No, I said that's why you have to give Manny credit. He tried to work with a lot of kids, a lot of the players, man, and he tried to give guys second chances or help any way he could. You know what I mean? That's why I give Manny credit, bro.
I give Manny credit for being a personable guy.
You heard Amon talk about Jeff. Amon was like, man, basically bring Sam Bruce back, man. Jeff on some other shit. That's how Amon felt about it. You know what I'm saying? Like Jeff was a different dude, man. I think people felt he was kind of selfish. But on his way coming here, I told everybody when he was coming, it's a superhero on his way, dog. When he got off in that Under Armour game, and won the offensive MVP, I was like, holy crap, how did we get this dude?
I remember watching him. I remember watching his highlights, and I was telling my dog, because I was at that time I kept up with recruiting like more than he did, and I was just like, bro, we got us another Devin Hester on the team. He was like, what? I sent him Jeff Thomas highlight. I said, you need to watch this. He sent it back. He said, oh yeah. Yeah, Jeff was, man, a lot of potential, bro. A lot of potential.
That might have been the next season, but yeah, Jeff Thomas. Like I said, I seen him in person once in Dallas, in Jerry World, and I watched what he was doing to them DBs with what I think was a way shittier Malik Rozier, and that man was cooking. It was one of those things where it's like, I know quarterbacks have to think like, you know how you used to hear like Lamar Thomas go say that he used to tell his quarterback, hey, F what the coach talking about, throw me the ball. Like I feel like that was probably what Jeff Thomas was on, but Malik Rozier just didn't do it because I don't think he wanted to get benched because he had two guys waiting in the wings behind him. But honestly, I think it's one of those things where you really could have thrown the ball up to this man at any point in the game, and he probably would have like changed the trajectory of a game like single-handedly.
Well, I still think we might have won that game if Rick plays Cozy. Like Cozy was supposed to play, and then tell everybody till the day before the game, Cozy is suspended. What?
That's on Cozy.
Everybody took a trip to Dallas to go see the Canes, and you tell us the day before the game that this guy is suspended? Oh man.
Now I got a question outside of this. Who's the next domino to fall? Who's the next guy that leaves the Miami program in your opinion? The next coach?
What?
You say who's the next coach to leave? Well, it's been rumors that Coach Fields, well, he won't leave, but he will probably take an off-field job. That's been rumored. I mean, that's been rumors for probably the last 2 years since Mario got here. So,
but why? That's the name. That's the name that I would have pulled out just because I hear it. But I'm asking you why. Like, you got a guy who's good at his job. At least that's what the results say, right? He recruits well.
I think Coach Mario trusts him a lot more as just being a full-time recruiter opposed to just being the tight end coach.
What's wrong with the production of the tight ends, though?
Listen, I'm just telling you the rumors that's being said. I don't know.
Nah, let's talk. Let's talk. So KB obviously feel that the tight ends are productive. I think X think he succeeds at recruiting. A lot of people feel he's really good at recruiting, not so good at coaching the tight ends. You got Mallory.
He does a good job. He does a good job at tight end. But so here's my argument with the tight ends. Over the last, you could go back to 20-some years, our tight ends have just been good no matter who the coach is. So I don't know if you want to say, well, let's get a Pacific coach because he could coach tight ends. Our tight ends just being good.
Yeah, but okay, two things. You still got to go collect the talent. You're right now, but you still got to go collect the talent, and B, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, what else are you going to get out of these tight ends that he's not giving you? Like, I'm asking the question legitimately. These guys that come in, they produce. It's not like we've gotten a big 6'8", 260 guy that runs a 4.4 and we underdeveloped him. No, we getting good tight ends and they're developing. Mallory should have been better, but that's on Mallory. Mallory got hurt. Mallory don't like to block. I don't know what else you want me to say. Mallory didn't catch very well when he first got here, but he still was a productive tight end. And so you see the guys behind him are coming along. The guys before him was Brevin Jordan. So it's kind of like, it's just like what I said, the same thing about the running back room, right? We never lack for running backs, right? And Hickson does his job. He did his job. And it's like, okay, maybe I can improve on Hickson or whatever. You bring in Smith. I don't know if you improved in that department. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking a legitimate question. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But obviously, I guess.
Okay, so again, I also do think Mario wants to have somebody who could just take some of the recruiting heat off of him. You know, because at the end of the day, Mario does have to go and then recruit these kids heavily, personally, to land these guys. Just look at the recruiting rooms that didn't do so good this past season. The defensive tackle room. Maybe Mario needs somebody to help with that room. But he
I see
have
what
to
you're
focus so much on that room.
I see what you're saying.
If Mario could have guys who could close at every position, then it makes his job a lot easier when he had to only have to recruit the Kamani McLean's or the Jaden Rashadas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe those guys don't flip and go elsewhere. Maybe Mario could just focus on those guys when he got his top recruiters getting everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying you saying he can help the team better as he focus only on recruiting. That's what you're trying to say?
I mean, that's just what, you know, I've been hearing. But again, I do think he does an excellent job with the tight ends. But
he does.
I just think our tight end room at UM is always good, no matter who's been our coach though. Because even when we had the guy who I hate, Larry Scott, he came in the tight end room. He did a good job in the tight end room. So it's like, I mean, the tight end room is just gonna do good.
But we say that until it stopped being true.
No.
They say you never miss the water till the well run dry. So I don't know, man. Somebody's in a spot and they doing well. Street, what you think?
I think
what you hear?
I got to see DJ Ivy line up in front of Jeff Thomas one night, and a couple years later, dog, it's really significant, dog, that I got to see that, dog. And now it's 5 years later. When you come to Coach Fields, man, Coach Fields is a cool dude, bro. I think we could upgrade. When you start asking about why nobody made Mallory block, whose job was that? Whose job was it to make him block?
And that's the OC.
And then he shows up at the Senior Bowl, and all of a sudden he knows how to block.
Right. It has to go back to the position coach, right? Like, listen, he the one putting dudes in and out the game.
Yeah. I don't know, because as the OC, don't you decide, hey, he ain't blocking, you can't. I mean, because how does Khalil learn how to block and he does it well? Mallory obviously knows how to block because he went to the Senior Bowl and did it. So I don't know if we can just point that all back to Fields. I mean, between Fields, the OC, and Mario, somebody should have said, hey, that boy don't block. Don't let him play until he start blocking. I don't know.
Right, but it starts at his position coach, right? It starts at his position coach, right? I believe it starts at his position coach.
I don't know. I don't know. Can you make him block as a position coach? The only thing you can do is not play him.
Politics, then you sit his ass down. You got to do something. You can't allow it to be like, listen, I'm gonna be out here not blocking because he's showing the other 5 people. Skinner probably don't want to block. He's showing Skinner it's okay, right?
Yeah,
it's okay to be out blocking. So that's how I kind of look at it. Now you're right. The OC somebody should eventually say it's okay. Maybe they was in on it. Maybe they was like, no, Mallory going to the league. We need him to go to the league. We don't give a fuck if he go out there and roll and play dead. As long as he catch the ball. And maybe it was that. Maybe it was the opposite way around.
But did we not see, was it Gaddis or Cristobal talking about the importance of Mallory?
Physicality.
Right.
No, we also talked about the importance of physicality from Khalil too.
So like, what y'all watching? I don't understand. I don't know, but I hear that point, but I don't know. I mean, he's recruiting tight ends extremely well. It's the same thing I said about Hickson. The running backs like him. He recruits them extremely well. I don't know.
Mallory, underachieve, overachieve.
Under.
Underachieve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Skinner, this is what, second year coming up?
Yeah, Skinner second year. Khalil, this will be his redshirt sophomore year. Arroyo,
I
this
think
will be
Khalil
his
just got
redshirt
out of the
sophomore
mud.
year.
Mm-hmm. And Arroyo looks good. Arroyo blocks.
Arroyo looked like he was about to. Yeah, Arroyo was about to make everybody look good.
Arroyo is the only one. Well, he's the one who blocked him and Mammarelli, but.
And Khalil blocks.
And Khalil.
Hey, Khalil, my bad, Khalil.
What do you even do with all these guys? I mean, you got Mammarelli, who's a great blocker, who if you do give him the ball, not the best catcher, he ain't gonna go out wide but if you give him the ball, he can run over people. You got Brantley, who's a great blocker.
I don't know about that, Rich, because I don't know. As we seen in practice, it looked different in game time speed. It looked a whole lot different from him, but.
Yeah, he get the ball in practice. Nobody can't bring him down. He's like like juggernaut out there. But in the game,
did he get the ball in the game? Besides that stupid screen, did he get the ball in the game?
He got the ball twice. I seen him get the ball twice, and he got negative yards on both plays. So.
But see, that's the thing. He should never be in a position to catch the ball and get negative yards. That's the problem right there.
That's the problem.
That's the problem right there. You asking him to get his motor going behind the line of scrimmage. That's kind of stupid.
Right.
So listen, man, let's get up out of here, man. Dude.
Yeah. Hey, so let me y'all know
send these people to Hayes.
Yesterday, when I was telling y'all guys about basically the market value for the coaches and saying, okay, once we fire Gaddis or release him of duty, you got to pay him a certain amount. You lose steals, you lose Strong, you free up money. And Mario hiring these guys, which leads us up to still having extra money because neither one of these guys are being paid top dollar like that. They're getting paid more than they was getting paid at they other schools. Right? Yeah, Gaddis is the only one you still end up being still be paying. So that's why I think these hires are being made too.
So you basically saying that because other guys got hired elsewhere outside of Gaddis, that frees up money for us to pay these coordinators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because with that,
all right, man, let's get up out of here, bro. I'm gonna send these people to Hayes live right now.
Hayes on tonight.
He on right now, I think. Kevin Smith gone too. Who replaced him? We shooting Caneville tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Who Kevin Smith at running back. I hope this guy brings some of his guys. We need to get this shit installed fast. We need to get installed fast. We need to get going. I hope he reminds TVD of Lashley. So we don't have no setbacks.
Straight to TVD doing that Wolverine picture.
I hope he quits TVD too. I hope they set TVD down already. Like, hey man, listen, man, this is what we doing. Can you do this? We want no surprises. No surprises. All right, man. Y'all gonna get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. See y'all in the Dylan group me.
All right.
786-459-499. If you type investor.12, you can get into IOD Squad for $12, but you got to type investor.12 in the coupon. And at the bottom, it say promo code right when you put your credit card in. The link is in the description. Layla Streeter, Sydney Streeter, Daddy loves you. Don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. Miami picking up coaches and losing coaches at the same time. I don't know what the hell going on. They don't get it together, though. I'm D, and I'm out of here.